Hey everybody, welcome back. This is reverse percentages using a calculator. The previous video you should have seen is reverse percentages without using a calculator, which explains what reverse percentages is. So this time we're going to go straight into how to do the questions and the concepts behind this rather than the basic explanation of what reverse percentage is. Okay, so let's get started. What I want you to do is match these statements here with these multiplications, and then using a calculator work out the answers to question 2. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, I'm going to go through these now. So decrease of 7%. Well, if you start with 100%, you take 7% off, you are left with 93%. And 93% is 93 over 100, which is 0.93. So that's the long way of saying the answer is 0.93. An increase of 7% means you have 100% plus 7%, which is 107%, 1.07. An increase of 70% is 1.7. And then finally the last one, 7% of something is just times 0.07. So on a calculator, this is what you should have put in for question 2. 50% of a number is 47.8. Well, you double it to get 95.6. If 27% of a number is 1620, what's 1%? Well, 1%, if you have 27%, you divide that by 27 to work out 1%, which is 60. And if 100% of a number is 143, what is 147% of that number? Well, if you have a calculator, you're basically working out a 47% increase. So it's going to be 143 times 1.47. And that should give you 210.21. These other skills we're going to be using to work out percentage increase and decrease, and just a small practice here. Could you please write down the decimal multipliers for the following? So an increase of 40%, the decimal multiplier would be the amount times 1.4. So do the same for the following. It doesn't matter what the amount is, so we're just going to let's call the amount H. Okay, pause the video and have a go. Okay, I'm going to show you the answers now. So a 5% increase is times 1.05. A 50% increase is times 1.5 because it's 150%. A 1% increase is 101%, so 1.01. A 0.3% increase, so let's just do that down here. 100% plus 0.3% is 100.3%. When you divide that by 100, it's times 1.003. And then for 130%, well, 130% plus 100% that you start with is going to give you 230%. So that's going to be 2.3. So be careful if you put 1.3 there. 1.3 would be a 30% increase. 2.3 would be a 130% increase. So for decrease, you need to be careful again. If you're decreasing by 40%, you're left with 60%. So the multiplier is 0.6. If you start with 100% and you take 32% away, so 100 take away 30, 70 take away 2, it's going to be times 0.68. A 5% decrease, you're going to go down by 5%, you're left with 95%, so that's going to be 0.95. And then 50%, if you lose half, you're left with half, so that's 0.5. Okay, using these skills, let's look at a question to do with reverse percentages. 100% of a number is 143. What's 147% of the number? So let's label this. We know that 100% is 143. Now if we're increasing by 47% to work out 147%, we're going to need to multiply by 1.47. We're going to multiply by 1.47 and you are going to get 210.21. Now you did this question as part of the starter questions, so this is just for your reference here. So let's look at another example here. This time you're going to pause the video and then work out what goes in the blanks. That should have been covered up, so it's too late for that. Well, it's going to be minus 24%. So work out what goes in all of these blanks, and I'm going to show the answers in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if we're going down by 24%, then a 24% decrease means you are left with 100% minus 24%, which is going to give you 76%. So what we're doing is multiplying by 0.76 to get to 76%. Now if you're going in the other direction, I want you to notice here we are multiplying. If you're going in the opposite direction, we're going to be dividing by 0.76. So that's something that's important for you to know here and notice. And then we know that after the discount, the price is £19. So 19 divided by 0.76. Now let's use our calculator for that. Okay, so what we have here is 19 divided by 0.76 equals 25. So the original price is £25. Now you can always self-check this, and you can check, well, if I decrease £25 by 25 pounds by 24%, do I get 19? That's a useful way to work this out. So here is another example. Pause the video and then have a go first. You can use your calculator. Remember, in this case, we are going to be multiplying by a number, and in this case, we're going to be dividing by a number because we're going in the opposite direction. Okay, our answer's coming in 3, 2, 1. All right, so in a cafe, they add a service charge of 12.5%. So that's what we're adding, 12.5% here. After the charge is added, the price of the meal is £31.50. So that means that's our price, £31.50. So if we start with 100%, our original price, and we're increasing it by 12.5%, 100% plus 12.5% is 112.5%. So our multiplier, decimal multiplier, we divide that by 100 to get 1.125. Now if we're going in the opposite direction, we're going to divide by 1.125. Now when you do 100 times 1.125, we get 112.5%. And here we're going to use our calculator again. So let's do 31.5 divided by 1.125 equals 28. So you get a nice round number here. So it's going to be 28. There we go. Okay, pause the video on this question. Have a look at the diagram, and then we're going to do a true or false here. So the first statement, the original price is unknown, true or false? So you can see here 100% is your original price, and you can see it's not known, so that's true. Second question, the discount is 25%, true or false? So if you look at the diagram here, we're going down all the way by 75%. So the discount is actually 75%, so this is false. Okay, next statement. The sale price is 25% of the original price. True or false? Check the diagram. Okay, so hopefully you can see that yes, we are paying 25% and we know that's going to be our discount price. The original price is equal to 30 times 0.25, which is 6.25. Is that true or false? So here, this is an easy one to get wrong. So actually, it's false because it should be divided by 0.25 because you're going in the opposite direction. So in this case, remember, to work out 25%, you multiply by 0.25, and then to do the opposite, you divide by 0.25. Okay, so right, pause the video, complete this diagram, use your calculator to work out the answer if you need to. Okay, let's work this out. So in the past year, there's been a 3% drop in the number of students taking language GCSE. There are now 388 students. Work out how many took it last year. So originally, we don't know what last year was, but there's been a 3% drop. So this is going to be 97%. 100% take away 3%. Now we know what the multiplier here is. We're going to multiply by 0.97. Now notice that the question you were given shows a 3% drop. The multiplier you use is 0.97, not 0.03. Now from here, we know the number of students this year is 388. And we're going to now do the opposite. So this was multiplying by 0.97. So here we're going to divide by 0.97. Let's put that in our calculator. So 388 divided by 0.97 equals 400. So 400 is our missing value here. And we can double check this. We can just work out on our calculator what is 97% of 400. We should get 388. And you can see we do, so that's correct. Okay, next question. Pause the video, fill the diagram in. So this is going to be a multiplication, this is going to be a division. What's the scale factors, what's the percentages? Okay, if you need more time, pause it. For longer, I'm going to go through the answers. So VAT of 20% is added to shoes. With VAT, the price is £99. So 100% is our original, and we're adding 20% on. So that means the scale factor is 1.2. Now with VAT, the price is £99. Now, if we're multiplying by 1.2 in this direction, then to go the opposite way, we're going to divide by 1.2. So let's put that in our calculator. 99 divided by 1.2 equals, now we want this as a decimal, so we're going to go to format, down, okay. So £82.50, because it's money, we're going to add the 0 at the end. So this will be 82.50. Okay, more practice. This is going to be done by yourself. For question 1, you've got a diagram you need to fill out. And then for the rest of these, you should draw your own diagrams. There is a second set of questions coming up after this slide. So pause the video, try these questions. And then here come the second set of questions. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and I'm going to show you the answers to these questions now in a couple of seconds. So if you haven't finished, just take a bit longer. Okay, so here are the answers. For question 1, you should have got the following. mark your work. For question 2, you should have got the following here. So your decimal multiplier is 1.2. For question 3, here are your answers. So 27% increase is 1.27. And then for question 4, a 715% increase means that you're paying 815% because you have your original 100%. And this is your lesson on reverse percentages using a calculator. I hope that was useful. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. I'll see you for some videos next time.